Hey guys, this is Brad Phipps from the Tucson Musicians Museum, and this is Liz Walter from the Tucson Musicians Museum. Recently we had our induction ceremony where we inducted some great people into the Musicians Museum, and Liz is going to tell you a little bit about what our museum is all about. Liz?
Thank you. Hi. The Tucson Musicians Museum has been in Tucson, or was started in 2007, incorporated in 2009, and since then we have been building a catalog of musicians that have made Tucson music scene what it is. Without them, Tucson would not have the rich and diverse sound that we enjoy every day.
Awesome. And so one of the things that the museum does as well is they also promote music to the youth and help them to get musicians or instruments. Is that correct?
Yes,
Tell us a little about that.
We reach out to various schools and music groups, to ensure that they have access to the instruments and to mentors and to experiences that will provide them the basis to go forward in a musical career.
Awesome. So, and tonight we're going to actually show you some of these musicians. We have the first band that we're going to show you is the Woes, right? And tell me a little bit about the Woes.
The Woes are from Pueblo High School, or Pueblo. They are a group of 4 young men who have played music together for several years with the sponsorship of their teacher, and are just amazing young men, still in their formative years, but they're so eager and wonderful that it's wonderful that we could get them to come play for on a short notice.
Yeah, that's awesome. I really enjoyed these guys. And if you guys would like to donate to the Tucson Musicians Museum to help us continue doing what we do and highlighting the musicians and being able to get the youth the instruments, giving them opportunities to come out and play for audiences, please click the link that's in the description below, and you can donate to us, and we really appreciate it. We're a 501c3, correct?
That's
so it's tax deductible, and we would really appreciate it. But right now, let's go ahead and enjoy a song from the ceremony. This is the Woes.
Let's
thanks for watching. The Woes are a wonderful group, and hopefully they'll have a bright future. We're really glad to have them on stage with us. The next thing we'd like to present to you is a wonderful young lady, Natalie. She is from the White School on the south side of Tucson, and her father appealed to one of our board members. We had her write a letter to us about her wanting to have an instrument of her own. And the letter was just wonderful. She did a great job. She's in 4th grade, and she has she told us all about her school life, and that she would help her practice. So today, on the induction ceremony day, we were able to bring her up on the stage with her parents to present her with a trumpet. And we're so glad that she could come and that we could do that for her. And that was because of the TUSD music repair shop. They're wonderful. They put an instrument in a case together for her.
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
That's awesome. And then now we have our first inductee. That's we've done some little bit of rearranging with the museum and starting to induct people that have also not only been musicians but maybe have helped the musicians, have been a good a venue, which is our next one, right? This is the Gaslight Theater. We inducted Tony Terry. So let's cut to that. We have Russell Long, who did the intro for Tony Terry of the Gaslight Theater. Here it is.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Russell Long, and I'm a member of the Rito River Band. I have the distinct honor tonight to induct into the Tucson Musicians Museum Hall of Fame Tony Terry. Tony is the founder and owner of the Gaslight Theater and the Gaslight Music Hall and Grandma Tony's Pizza. Tony was born in Tucson and graduated from high school here and had the pleasure of traveling with Tucson-based Up With People in 1971. Which he says was his first introduction to theater. He jokes that his first week with them, they heard him sing and asked him to please get off the stage and go do tech. So he started doing technical theater with Up With People, and here he is 52 years later, the owner and operator of 2 theaters. He opened his first theater in the old OK Feeds. Any of us old timers remember the old OK Feeds on Tanque Verde Road in Trail Dust Town, where he and the actors worked on the space and did all the construction to create the theater. Then they moved to a facility at Sabino Canyon and Tanque Verde, going from 100 seats to 200 seats, where they stayed for about 10 years. Their current location, you know, the Gaslight Theater on Broadway, which was the Jerry Lewis Theater, where they have been for the last 28 to 30 years. He opened the Gaslight Music Hall at Oracle and Rancho Vistoso Boulevard about 8 or 9 years ago, which features tribute concerts, magic shows, dance nights, featuring bands such as Day Job and the Rito River Band. And Tony still works a full day. He builds sets. He's involved with the shows and the restaurants at both venues, and he even is the pizza chef at the Gaslight Music Hall. This next part is very touching. He even kept all of his employees working during COVID by putting shows on in the parking lots at the Broadway venue and in the parking lot up at the Oracle and Rancho Vistoso Boulevard, allowing bands and the actors to continue working. I would be surprised if there were many Tucsonans who haven't been entertained, who haven't been taken away from their daily problems or worries for a few hours while enjoying Tony's melodramas, concerts, and dance shows. Tucson owes a big thank you and a debt of gratitude to Tony Terry for years of fun, laughter, music, dancing, great pizza and sandwiches, and not the least of which is giving hundreds and hundreds of actors, musicians, writers, and employees jobs. I can't think of anyone more deserving of induction into the Tucson Museum's Hall of Fame than Tony Terry, founder and owner of the Gaslight Theater and the Gaslight Music Hall. Tony, come on up. Tony, come on up and sing us a song.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Russell. That was really wonderful, wonderful. You know, it's been 46 years that I've been in the theater business, and I'm not going to lie, it's a difficult business to be in. Many times we should have gone out of business, and we didn't. And that old adage about it's easy if you surround yourself with people that are better than you. And thank God that's what I have. I've got the best team supporting us and have had for 46 years. It's just absolutely tremendous. And it's necessary because I have zero talent, none. We have produced over 20,000 nights of live entertainment in Tucson over the last 46 years. We've featured over 500 bands and concerts in the last 4 decades, including in Little Anthony's Diner, my restaurant, where we have a trio every Friday night, and then we have Elvis and Marilyn every Saturday night. I'd like to thank especially Oscar Chavez. Where's Oscar? There he is. Thank you so much. Liz, very, very much. And of course, Russell and the Rito River Band, who have been with us all through this. We started the Gaslight Music Hall about 8 years ago, and really we're off to a great start, and then all of a sudden COVID hit, and it was difficult. I'm not going to lie, we almost went out of business. I spent my last dollar that I have in savings. I was able to come up with the idea to have our outdoor concerts. And I'm going to take a moment to read all of the groups that worked for us on our outdoor stage, and this is at both theaters, the Gaslight and at the Music Hall. And these people saved my business. And our audiences, even today, ask when we're going to do the outdoor concerts again, because it really was. It was a beautiful thing. It was just fabulous. But it's a long list, so hang with me on this. The Tributaries, Salute to America, the Frank Lopez Group, who does Santana, of course, the Four Gents, Every Era Entertainment, Dave Fanning, Lisa Otey and the Desert Divas, Aaron Thompson's Dolly Parton Tribute, Los Bros Horn Band, the Mariachi Extravaganza, Mr. Boogie Woogie, the Rito River Band. A few times, many times on our stage there. The George Howard Band, thank God for George Howard. What a great man he was. Really honored to have known him and to have worked with him. He was a good friend. The Vinyl Tap Band, Backroads Country Band, Mike Urima's CC&R show, the Traveling Wilburys, One's All Band, the Skinnerd Band, the Tucsonics, Five-Way Street, Little House of Funk, Petey Ronstadt, who was here on this stage last night, All American Girls, which is performing at the Music Hall tonight at 6 o'clock if you want to catch that. Heather Hardy, the Manhattan Dolls, Johnny Ain't Right Crew, Catherine Burns, Mama Cole, Kevin Sterner and Rich Brennan, the Sonora Borealis Band, the Coolers, Shell Shock, Steve Shell, wonderful man. He was actually the architect for Little Anthony's Diner, believe it or not, many, many years ago. Crystal Stark, Gigi and the Glow, Some Like It Yacht, Chris Dodge Entertainment, Johnny Rawls, Bad News Blues, the Porch Rockers, my favorites, Eric Schaefer and the Other Troublemakers, Hillbilly Fever Band, Best of the Gaslight Theater Band that we put together, Dusty City Blues Band, Born Country, the Best of Alabama, Jack Bishop Country Band, Rob Wright, best banjo player in the world, and the Presidio Boys, and Mike Hebert was out there many times. All of these people, yeah, please give them a hand. They were just tremendous. They literally saved us during COVID, and they did it at a ridiculously reduced rate because we had no money. But we got through it. It is an honor to accept this award, but it's much more of an honor to work with all of the talented musicians in Tucson. I know you all understand it, but it is amazing the wealth of talent and the depth of talent that we have in Tucson. I'm blessed to do it. I love my job. Hopefully I can do this for many, many, many more years. Just a word to the upcoming bands and the bands that we have. Work at it hard every day. Increase your fan base every day. Get your mailing list going every day. Get your emails going every day. Build your Facebook, build your Instagram, build your TikTok. Make sure people are coming to see you so we can hire you. Keep our theaters full. And hopefully we can do this for many, many years to come. Thank you.
Our next inductee is Zoom Records. It was the brainchild of Ray Lindstrom and Bert Schneider, who were high school students at the time. But they tell it a lot better than I can, so let's have them do that. Thank you.
What a great event. Congratulations, Tony. Well deserved. Well, listen. You know, if the mission of Tucson Musicians Museum is to celebrate, educate, and showcase, as Liz said, and celebrate the unique musical heritage that we have here in southern Arizona. I was about to introduce you to two of my friends, but you're going to have to do with just one of them. Sorry, Ray, you know. They have done just that, fulfilled the mission of this organization, although they're not musicians. They both have had careers which surrounded them with music. Bert Schneider, who's not with us today, was an officer in the U.S. Navy where he worked for Armed Forces Radio, and here in Tucson has worked for decades at local radio stations, including he was the voice of University of Arizona's classic music station for decades, as well as other assignments at Arizona Public Media. You're going to meet Ray Lindstrom any second. He's a master of promotion. He owned an ad agency, worked for network television stations, was a disc jockey on KTKT and others, and an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, he has had consistent success in creating awareness of what Tucson has to offer. And now I bring you Ray Lindstrom, who will tell you about Zoom Records. And I haven't told you a thing about that. It's just a great story, and how it continues to feature Tucson with global exposure to this very day after more than 60 years. Please welcome Ray Lindstrom.
Thank you very much, Scott. I'm telling you, I really appreciate the work that he has done to get me in this fabulous organization. And I thank the Musicians Museum for allowing Bert and I to be in your hallowed, among such great people. It really is fantastic. You know, Bert Schneider, who is not here today, and I'm really sorry he's not. I talked to him on the phone. He said, Ray, I just can't make it. And so, but you know, Bert and I are great people. I should say he's a great person. Well, we're both great. Come on. No, but he and I, we met each other on the Tanque Verde school bus when we were 14 years old. So this goes back a long ways. But we formed Zoom Records. Remember these 45 RPM records? We formed Zoom Records 65 years ago. 65 years! Now that means that either we're really old or we started when we were really young. And both of those statements are absolutely true. I'm here to tell you. But we had terrific groups. We didn't just make one record. We made a lot of records. We had Jack Wallace and the High Tones. We had Pete Ronstadt. You may have heard of him and his family. Pete Ronstadt and his group, the Night Beats, and we had King Rock and the Knights. And you know, when we did this, when we first started in 1959, there was no recording studio in Tucson. There was none. We had to go to Phoenix, which was really fortunate for us because we went to audio recorders in Phoenix, and there was a fellow there who recorded all of our songs, and his name was Jack Miller. Jack Miller would go on to great success. He went to Hollywood. He recorded a lot of famous groups. As a matter of fact, of course, he's famous for doing Zoom records, but he's also famous for doing a few other things. For example, you may have heard of one of his other records. Have you ever heard of Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones? Yeah, I think so. Jack did that, but of course he did all the Zoom records too. So we were really fortunate. And of course in those days, you know, we had popular records and they were played on all the Tucson stations. Matter of fact, they were played everywhere in the world, and people in Europe especially liked what we did. And then, of course, there was this long period of time when not too many people heard about Zoom records, but wham, here comes the internet. And we're all over the place. I'm telling you right now, we're on the internet, we're on YouTube, we're on Amazon Songs, we're on Spotify, we're everywhere. So a whole new generation of people get to hear our Zoom records. Well, that's really great. And besides that, you know, this is a vinyl record that we just produced within the last 2 years. And we also have our CD, Tucson Rock 1959. Now, what I want to tell you is this record right here, I want to give everybody a copy. Now, I only brought 50 copies today. If you want one, you can get one right over there at the table. It's absolutely free of charge. If you want the CD, you're going to have to pay $10 for it. But I'm telling you that every dime that's collected over there at that table goes directly to the Tucson Musicians Museum. We have nothing to do with that. So I want you to enjoy that. Now, a lot of people, you know, I'll give this to people and they say, well, I don't have a record player. I don't have a phonograph. Well, it doesn't make any difference because what you do is you call up the song on the internet, you listen to that, listen to that great music from way back when, and you look at the record, just like you're being there, that's all. But anyway, we're going to keep on zooming. We got some years left, and we're going to keep on going and going and going. We've got distributorships all over in Europe. We've got a record store that sells our records in London and in Paris and in Australia. We've got all over the world. So we're just going to keep on zooming, and it's amazing what a couple of young kids can do, and that's the education here. You know, if you want to do it, learn how to do it and do it. It's really just that simple. Hey, thanks a lot, Musicians Museum, for allowing us to be here. Thank you very much. Look at that. I mean, I get this in addition to my full bronze statue of me standing there. Wow, this is fabulous. Oh, and I used to be a disc jockey on KTKT radio. Anybody remember the old KTKT? The great days, the 60s, the Beatles, you know, all that sort of thing. And one last thing, it's so nice to have the Gaslight Theater as my opening act today. See you later.
All right, guys, thank you again for tuning in. This is kind of our holiday special. We're sharing with you some video that was shot at our induction ceremony, and this is, I would say it is our first band that we inducted into, but as I stand in this musician museum right here, I see a couple bands and groups up on the wall. So I think a couple groups have squeezed in the past. So this is our first as being the current board. This is our first band, and they're going to be introduced by Oscar Chavez, who is another board member. If you guys have been around town or if you've done any kind of events, you guys have heard of these guys. This is Ritmo Suave, so let's go ahead and turn it over to Oscar. Take it away, Oscar.
How's everybody doing? Damn, what a bunch of good-looking people out there. Remember the band Ritmo Suave? Remember them too. How many of you people had them play for any of your events? Look at that, Louis. All right, so a couple of things. They had a couple of baseball caps that they're gonna have all the band members that are here sign from Ritmo Suave, and then they're gonna raffle them off. The tickets are $5 a piece. The tickets are $5 a piece, and so if you haven't bought any raffle tickets, please do so now. Wouldn't it be cool if they played for your wedding or your daughter's quinceañera, that you get a cap with all the musician's signature on it? So that's going to happen as well. I'm buying time. You guys get set up. Another thing that we got going on is we've come up with a new category for Tucson Musicians Museum, and that's bands, groups. So, yes, absolutely, that's why these guys are up here. Tejano Band, the first ever Tejano band to be inducted into the Tucson Musicians Museum. I want to give a shout out to our new chairperson, Soaring Hawk, and our board members. They work really hard. We're all volunteers, and we're trying to keep the spirit of George Howard and what he has accomplished going, to provide musical instruments to underprivileged kids here in the Tucson community, and also to identify and recognize musicians and bands that are worthy of being recognized. And this is your first band being inducted here at Tucson. This is Ritmo Suave. Look at these guys, man! All right, I was so proud to have played in this band in my early years. I think I was 17, right, Louis? I gotta tell you what Louis Ramirez and Charlie Ramirez and Jim Ramirez and their parents have done is the perfect example. It exemplifies what the Tucson Musicians Museum is trying to do. Take youngsters, encourage them, people that have a little bit of musical talent, a little bit of interest in music, and are wanting to experience the joy of performing for other individuals. And that's what Louis and this band have done. So to encourage kids and to keep it going for 37 years. During the summer of 1975, Sunnyside High School graduate Louis C. Ramirez started a Tejano group called Ritmo Suave. Before starting his own group, Louis had already played with local Tejano groups like Manny Guerrero Group and the Vida Group. After starting the original group with his brother, Dr. Santiago Ramirez, on drums, and younger brother Carlos Ramirez joined the group as second trumpet player. Ritmo Suave always took pride in the musicianship and the diverse sound. From Tejano to country to pop, old school, R&B, the powerful brass sound always gave the group a distinctive sound. In Ritmo Suave's 37 years, many local and talented musicians have made their way through the group. Louis got his list that he's going to read off for you. Through the years, Ritmo Suave played for many weddings, quinceañera, birthday parties, anniversaries, New Year's Eve dances, and many other celebrations. Providing music and entertainment was always at the goal of the group, but nothing more important than giving back to the Tucson community. During Ritmo Suave's duration, the group played for Chicanos por la Causa, many church fiestas, countless family needs. Ritmo Suave always prided itself on being there for the Tucson community. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Tucson Museum's Board of Directors, it is my distinct privilege to induct Ritmo Suave de Louis Ramirez into the Tucson Musicians Museum Hall of Fame.
How's everybody doing? Good? Well, this has been a great journey, meeting so many wonderful musicians that we were able to play with. But first of all, I would like to give special thanks to my mom, who's watching this above. All of the musicians knew my mom and the way she was. My dad also, they always gave us a place to practice when we were young. My dad would follow us out of town gigs. My mom was always there to offer the musicians, whether she made tortillas or made punch, whatever it was, she always had something to offer to them. And, you know, she was so proud of all of the musicians and the accomplishment that we had done. You know, I want to give special thanks to my brothers, Carlos Ramirez, Santiago Ramirez. You know, we started this thing, and I mean, it was just a blessing. It turned into a wonderful thing. We always loved music, and we were able to perform music and have the best of times playing for all of you, for your weddings, for your quinceañeras. I'd like to thank a few people and organizations. I would like to thank, I don't know if any of them are here, but for the people at IBM, we used to play some fantastic parties. Also, I want to give thanks to Oscar Stevens, Oscar Promotions, for all of the, I mean, we got the opportunity to play with great musicians such as Jimmy Edwards, Ray Camacho, Los Alegres de Terán. I mean, all the greats, we got the opportunity to play with these musicians, and it was always an honor for us to be able to do that. You know, and you know, I want to give a big thank you to the Tucson Musicians Hall of Fame, Oscar Chavez. We could please give him a big round of applause, because they've done a lot for the musicians and the community here in Tucson. We have to be very proud of Tucson, because a lot of great musicians have come from this town. At this time, I would like to thank Oscar Stevens. I would like to thank Mr. Joaquin Lovio from San Manuel, who used to hire us for New Year's, for all kinds of events that he had there in San Manuel. I would also like to give big thanks to Fred Martinez from the Casino Ballroom, that has given all the opportunity to all the bands. He was always had open doors for everybody, whether we needed the hall. Fred was always there, and all of the management that was there before. Once again, I want to thank all of you for being here this evening. Really quick, it's a long list, but I want to mention, as far as I could remember, all of the members that played in Ritmo Suave. I'm going to start with a vocalist. We had Jesus Enriquez, Gil Romero, David Damian F. Figueroa, Hector Yutzi, Michael Suarez, and John Mora. Those are the vocalists that Ritmo Suave has had in the past years. Trumpet players, thank you. Trumpet players, my son, Luis Ramirez, who's been by my side for how many years, Luis? 30 years. And it's been a privilege and a blessing to be able to play with my son here. Carlos Ramirez, my brother, trumpet player, David Pinedo, Freddy Alvarez, Victor Gonzalez, Juan Elias, Johnny Cota, and Alex Urquides. I want to thank all of you for the memories and making Ritmo Suave the band that it was, that is, I should say. The drummers, my brother Jimmy Ramirez, my brother Carlos Ramirez also drummed for Ritmo Suave, Rick Flores, Rick Velasquez, Danny Yanes, Mike Alegria. Let's give them a big round of applause. Guitar players, Alejandro Enriquez, Oscar Chavez, Hector Velasquez, Stevie Smith, Ernie Velasquez, Mike Suarez, Richard Sandoval, Rene Flores, Victor Rojas, Hector Paz, Jimmy Eagle. Bunch of great musicians. I really appreciate them. Bass players, Jesus Enriquez, James Navarrete, who will be on stage with us. Pete Villegas will be on stage with us. Mike Ramos, David Hernandez, Rene Camacho. By the way, Rick Camacho made a big time in LA, all over. Right now he's the current bass player with War. They were just here, had a concert at the casino. I mean, he's played with a lot of famous groups, Celia Cruz, and the first band was Ritmo Suave that he played with. Also, Mando Moreno, Frank Aguilar. Those are the bass players. On accordion, we had Eddie Lopez. Big round of applause for Eddie Lopez. Sax player, Eddie Federico, who's on stage. Carl McCurry on stage. David Membrias, who's here with us this evening. Johnny Mares, Richard Cordova, Joe Borboa, Roy Robles, and last but not least, on keyboards, we had Tommy Rogers. So those are all the musicians that made Ritmo Suave the band that we are. And once again, I would like to thank everyone being out here, congratulating all of the inductees into Tucson Musicians Hall of Fame. It's a dream come true, and we're very proud of that and all the people that we were able to party with, and like I said, play for the weddings, play for the private parties, play for New Year's. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Luis Ramirez and Ritmo Suave, everybody!
Another oldie but a goodie coming up here by a group called Little Joy La Familia from Texas, someone that was around and we were listening to and helped us get to where we are today, right? Yeah, he gave us a ride. Anyhow, something that I'm sure you're going to enjoy goes like this.
su agua que traen del mar. Yo les digo a mis amigos, los que les gusta tomar, que nunca se den al vicio que los pueda dominar. En este mundo tirano hay que sabernos tantear. Las notas que estoy cantando me nacen del corazón, y con todo el sentimiento las pongo en esta canción, para ver si así descansa este pobre corazón. Las nubes que van pasando se paran a lloviznar, parece que alegran mi alma con su agua que traen del mar. Cuando a mí me oyen cantar, se paran a lloviznar, parece que alegran mi alma con su agua que traen del mar. Give yourselves a round of applause as well. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight.
Next up is an inductee that we have brought in. One of the things that's really important to the music scene here in Tucson are the people who support the musicians. And the group of men and women who take care of the musicians' instruments, in addition to the business models which allow the musicians to play. So we have tonight Bob Mick, who is a luthier here in town and has provided instruments and repairs to many of your favorites. So we'd like to honor him for his work to keep our guys going.
You know, this year we lost our founder, George Howard, and we understood that we were going to have to change the organization a little bit. And so we decided to induct bands. A great band just got done playing. But we also wanted to honor other people that have supported live music and the music industry, business, however you want to call it. And when we did that, I recommended Bob. He's built guitars for a lot of people that are in our Hall of Fame, our Musicians Museum. And there's other people that build guitars in town, and they're kind of the unsung heroes because you see the music stores, the recording studios, but the guys that build guitars are kind of unsung heroes, and I thought it would be appropriate for us to honor somebody that supported musicians. When you have an instrument, you think, this really isn't what I want something a little different. Sometimes you have to go to somebody and they build it from scratch, and that's what Bob does. He's got a tremendous selection of wood, and he's always really responsive to musicians and builds them what they want. So it really gives me great pleasure to induct my friend and buddy, and he's also built me a couple guitars into the museum.
Very much, and I'd especially like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Awesome. And we're also going to honor DJ Papa Ranger, who brought reggae basically to Tucson. And a lot of people know him from KXCI and from his 12 Tribes shop over just off of 4th Avenue, not too far from there. And his son was able to accept the award for him. So let's go to let me read what we got to read here. Jamar Anthony. Yes, here's Jamar Anthony accepting the induction for his father, who just recently passed away. Rest in peace, DJ Ranger.
Hi, my name is DJ Jamar. I'm accepting the award on behalf of my dad, DJ Papa Ranger. You know, my dad moved here in the 80s. He always loved Tucson. He always loved reggae. He always wanted to share the culture. A lot of people know him from his reggae shop, 12 Tribes Reggae Shop. Some people see him at Chicago bars. Some people see him at the Boondocks. You know, me being a second generation DJ, I couldn't have did it without my dad opening these doors for me. And my dad always loved Tucson, so it's always about bringing the culture of reggae music in Jamaica. Thank you again to the Tucson Musicians Museum for inducting my father, Papa Ranger.
And now, hey, let's get a little bit more ritmo suave.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh, that floor is packed now. All right. Oh, yeah, we're going to switch up our bass players right now. Give it up for James Navarrete. Oh, yeah. We got the son, Bobby Navarrete in the house as well. Badass drummer right there. A lot of musicians in the house. We're going to do the switcheroo. We got Pete Villegas coming up. Give it up for Pete. All right, and one of the originals is right here, Richard Cordola. Big saxophone. All right, manos arriba. That's those hands. I'd also like to give a big round of applause to DJ Peaches here for all the support over the years. Thank you, DJ Peaches. Thank you, Peaches. Thank you very much. All right, keep those hands up in the air, just like you're making tortillas, okay?
De palo, mírala como camina, se levanta muy de madrugada, moviendo escoba, baila la que baila. Doña Juana la pequeña vecina tiene una pata de palo, mírala como camina, se levanta muy de madrugada, moviendo la escoba, baila la que baila. Doña Juana, baila la que baila, pero Doña Juana, baila la que baila. Doña Juanita, baila la que baila, mueve su patita, baila la que baila. Doña Juana la que vive en el esquina tiene una pata de palo, mírala como camina, se levanta muy de madrugada, moviendo la escoba, baila la que baila. Doña Juana la que vive en el esquina tiene una pata de palo, mírala como camina, se levanta muy de madrugada, moviendo la escoba, baila la que baila. Ay, Doña Juana, baila la que baila, pero Doña Juana, baila la que baila. Doña Juanita, baila la que baila, mueve su patita, bailala que bailala. Ay, doña Juana, bailala que bailala, pero doña Juana, bailala que bailala. La cachetona, bailala que bailala, doña Juanona, bailala que bailala, pero doña Juana, bailala que bailala. Doña Juanita, bailala que bailala, con la patita, bailala que bailala. Ay, doña Juana, bailala que bailala.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for all the memories.
Thanks for watching our presentation today. The Tucson Musicians Museum, or TMM, is an all-volunteer organization. No one gets paid. And we survive because of your donations. So please consider going to our website and donating through PayPal, or all credit cards are accepted. And thank you ahead of time. We appreciate it so much. It helps us to do these shows and to help the kids. Thank you. So the next inductee are relatives, Tucson royalty as it were, the Edmondsons. Travis Edmondson grew up in Nogales and worked mostly out of LA, and in his older years came back to Tucson and worked in the schools and worked with the young people here in town. He was mainly what you might call a norteño folk singer, and sang the folk songs of northern New Mexico. We honor him. He passed in 2009. His daughters are here today to accept the award for him. The second of the Edmondson family we honor today is for Earl. Earl passed just recently and has been in the music scene in Tucson for most of his life. His widow will be here today to accept the award. This family has just brought so much to the town and to the people here. We thank them.
Hi everybody, I'm Ellen Edmondson Murphy, and I'm here with my sister Linda. I'm the eldest and Linda's daughter number 2. One of our other siblings, Erin, also lives here in town. She couldn't be here tonight, but she sends her regards. Thank you, Tucson Musicians Museum, for honoring our father by inducting him into the museum. Travis wasn't just a musician who made Tucson his home. He delighted in it, and in the entire region of Baja Arizona. He shared with all of us, his family and friends alike, his love of the rich diversity of this area. And he shared through his original music and through music of many other people. Folk, blues, Western, indigenous, and especially Mexican music, which he dearly loved. Some of my favorite memories of our dad are of sitting around the campfire, listening to songs and sharing them. Or maybe just hunkered down in an arroyo somewhere, paying homage to nature's beauty with music. Or popping into a hospital maternity ward on Christmas Eve to sing Noche de Paz to the mamas and the babies and to the staff who listened and did not kick us out. So it's really good to know that our dad is being recognized for his music and for his love of Tucson, his life work here in southern Arizona. It's an extra comfort to know that our cousin Earl is also being honored tonight. We miss him. Thank you very much.
All right, guys, and we're back, and we have another inductee. This is Joe Scabilla, and he is the guitar player for the Coolers, correct? Yes. We're going to have Oscar go ahead and introduce him and induct him into there, and then right after that, we're going to go right into some music from the Coolers. So stay tuned, and thank you, guys. Please donate.
How's everybody doing out there? You guys having a good time? That was quite a variety of songs that Ritmo Suave did. They haven't played together in 10 years. They got together for one practice 3 days ago. Can you imagine? That's awesome. We're gonna have another great band right here, the Coolers. Joe was born in New Jersey, and as an Army brat moved continuously until settling in Tucson in 1980. Joe took up the guitar as a teen and was inspired by the blues rock guitar heroes of the day, Jimi Hendrix, Jeff Beck, Eric Clapton, Jimmy Page. In the early 80s, Joe started gigging in Tucson and began a path towards a more blues-informed style. His early bands included Riff Raff, Flathead Six, Rocket J, Woody and the G-Men, and in 2006 he put together the King Bees, who won the inaugural Southern Arizona Blues Challenge and competed in the International Blues Challenge in Memphis, January of 2007. Joe is an original member of the Coolers, which are here tonight, and has played in the band for over 14 years. Last few years, played as a sideman for Atmosphere, Paul Green, Midnight Blue, and started the Bare Bones Band with former bandmates. Joe has had the good fortune of sharing the stage or playing with Tommy Castro, Savoy Brown, Marsha Ball, Zach Harmon, Pinetop Perkins, Geneva Magnus, Bob Cortor, and many other of Tucson's excellent musicians. Joe's quote, he says, "Playing music has been at the center of some of the best moments in my life." Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure on behalf of the TMM board, my privilege to induct Mr. Joe Scabilia into the Tucson Musicians Museum Hall of Fame. Joe Scabilia. And then after that, the Coolers for a while, guys.
So this is awesome. I can put this up on my mantle. I guess I'm gonna have to buy a mantle now, right? So I'm gonna keep it short and sweet because we took a long time to set up. I need to thank a few people. Thank you for the Tucson Musicians Board for voting me in. It's awesome. I look at the pictures on the wall. They got them in the 17th Street Market, and I'm walking through there going, oh wow, you know, I'm looking at all the people that are in there. It's just, it's amazing. It's very awesome, inspiring, and humbling to be included in that group. So I thank you very much for that. Also like to thank the fantastic musicians I have had the opportunity to play with over the years. This bunch here comes to mind in particular. I mean, you play with people and they inspire you to try and be better. Sometimes you can sort of make it, and sometimes you're just not quite there. But you try. And also playing music with different people, you make friends over the years. I've got somebody here that I met playing in a band with 40 years ago, okay? And he's here right now. So thank you very much for that. And the last thing, well, actually two more things. I'd like to thank my family who's not here. But I like to thank them for putting up with Dad being gone on Fridays and Saturdays for probably like most of the time they were growing up. They're not here tonight, but you know, there's a Harry Chapin song about that, right? So anyway, and then the last thing I'd like to thank is the people that come down and support music in this town, and I'm not even gonna call them fans because that's not doing them justice. The people that come down here and are part of the whole kind of equation between the synergy between the people that are making the music and the people that are liking the music, and there's this whole feedback loop. That's what makes this town great. You all come out and it's an amazing kind of thing. So I'm gonna call it babbling because no one wants to hear me babble. Let's play some music. Wow.
this. Starving for your love, hungry for just one kiss. Hey, we need a keyboard. Drop by here on my window pane. Beats so loud and clear, why does it tell me your name? Got nowhere to turn, I'm tired of being alone. Oh, I feel like breaking up someone's home. I know it's useless hanging around with you when you belong to someone else. Can't control the feeling, 'cause after all I didn't make it myself. Last night I cried so hard, I believe I caught a chill. Can't control the vibration, oh, my heart just won't stand still. Got nowhere to turn, I'm tired of being alone. Oh, I feel like breaking up someone's home.
song is on our CD, our one and only Cooler CD. Long out of print, but we're going to go ahead and do it because it's an original song, so hey, it's the Induction. Yes, this is one by Joe. Just the rhythm of your soul. Got to keep on moving when that voodoo music plays. Late at night I hear the sound. Music comes to me like in a dream. Sounds of snakes and saxophone. Ritual embrace the voodoo queen. Take control. It's just the rhythm of your soul. Got to keep on moving when that voodoo music plays.
Thank you guys so much. Appreciate y'all sticking around.
It was a wonderful set. Thanks to the Coolers for gracing our stage and Joe Scaviglia, who keeps them all together. They're a great group. If you ever get a chance to go out and see them, you should. So the Tucson Musicians Museum is involved in bringing these wonderful musicians you may never have heard of or seen to your attention. We have a facility here. Our facility here is at the TCC, first and second floors of the main lobby. Your donations help us to keep this going and keep it alive. With the help of the Rio Nuevo and the City of Tucson, we have created these presentations for you to come and see the wonderful people who have kept the music alive here in town. Again, please consider donating. Our webpage is set up for you to do PayPal or a credit card. If you'd rather donate in person or in another way, in kind, let us know. Give us a call or send us an email. We'll be glad to speak with you. And again, thank you. So coming up is another one of our inductees for this year, a businessman and a musician who's been part of the Tucson music scene for just ever and has created an empire, basically, for guitar repair and sales. His name is Harvey Moltz, and he has his store is called the Rainbow Guitars, which you may have seen on Campbell Avenue. He will be introduced and presented by Oscar Chavez of our board. Thank you.
Get it, Oscar.
Good time still? Yeah, this is a great night, great afternoon of great music. How about the Coolers, huh? Next we got another great band coming up here with Mike Blommer and his group. Bad News Blues Band. Next to be inducted is Mr. Harvey Moltz. By the way, we're doing the auction for this beautiful blue Stratocaster guitar that has been autographed by him. Way to go, Harvey! You're right. Generously donated and autographed it. I'll tell you a little story first, and I bet you a lot of musicians they have similar stories to tell. About 1975, probably right after they opened, I go into this little guitar shop on Grant Road, and I was playing a SG Standard at that time, and it was just had a rubber neck, keep going out of tune. So I wanted a Stratocaster. And I go in there, never been in the store before, and I was met by this young man. He's probably in his early to mid-20s. He says, "Hi, my name's Harvey, come on in." Took me around, we singled out a couple of Stratocaster guitars, and he sits down, and it was just he and I. He was right there sitting on an amp, I was sitting on another one. He plugs it in, and he starts playing the guitar, and he just blew me away. I go, "God, who is this guy?" And then he starts playing Green Onions, on the keyboards. And I'm like, I was really in awe. I was like, holy moly, man, do I have a ways to go? So I thought, if I buy that guitar and I practice really hard for a lot of years, maybe someday I'll be close to as good as he was. And I was just hanging out with Harvey in his shop just the other day, and he's playing that guitar, and I can tell you, even though I've been playing for decades, he's still way better, man. So if you guys haven't heard Harvey play, you gotta hear him play, but give it up for his musicianship, and it's amazing. Harvey's earliest musical memory is that of playing Lady of Spain on the accordion at the age of 6 in a talent show competition. He came in second to a full-grown man playing Love Me Tender on the bagpipes. He was 6 years old. The accordion lessons began to pay off in 1964 at the age of 11. Every Sunday night, he would see another English band on the Ed Sullivan Show. He realized that that's what he wanted to do. The Animals, Zombies, the Dave Clark Five, they all had organ players. And to him, the organ was kind of looked like an accordion laying on its side. So in the 6th grade, with his Farfisa organ in hand, he started his first band called the Pebbles. By age 14, a gentleman in the management team for the Monkees gave him a chance to record an original song, a piece of music, in a real New York City studio. They had the Shondells of the Tommy James fame singing backup for him, and that was really something, he said. They were on their way until their parents squashed the deal. At 15, he was also fascinated by the Ventures and wanted to learn how to play the guitar like them. From that day on, guitars became his passion. Hendrix, Beck, how did they do what they did? I had to find out, he said. In 1972, he was offered a job in a Tucson guitar shop, Mingus Guitars on 4th Avenue. His job was to learn how to repair guitars, and this was the start of his music store journey. He really loved restoring old instruments, but he was terribly slow at it. Making $30 a week. $30 a week, that's a lot right now. With a wife and 2 kids, that was a little tight. Sometime in 1974, they drove up to Colorado Springs, and he walked into a guitar store that had walls of vintage guitars. Mind you, a pre-CBS Stratocaster was only 10 years old at that time and was selling for just $275. He knew that is what he wanted to do. That's what he wanted to be doing. In August of 1975, with a bank loan of $7,500, Kathleen and Harvey opened up Rainbow Guitars in a tiny 800 square foot building on Grant Road. That was a day that will live in infamy. Most of us guitar players. Anyway, now he had his own wall of vintage Strats that he was selling for a mere $275. Just to give you a perspective, by the way, so I looked up what a pre-CBS Stratocaster sells for today. Go on eBay, just punch that in, pre-CBS Stratocaster. They're ranging between $30,000 and $70,000, ladies and gentlemen. So for those of you who have a few of those in your closet, come and see Harvey tomorrow. Over the last 48 years, Rainbow Guitars has been nationally recognized with awards from National Association of Music Merchants for Best Music Store and Best Guitar Shop. Serving local, national, and worldwide musicians has led him to a lifetime of amazing friends and friendships, and incredible customers, including the who's who list of some of the greatest musicians of our lifetime. Back in 1993, Giant Sands, Hal Gelb asked him if he would wanted to record a song for him, and of course, having almost no experience, he said, yeah.
It's been a long time.
Absolutely. This led to a brief 10-year stint in trying to learn the art of recording. It was personally rewarding, he said, getting to know a lot of great musicians in the local area, including Jimmy Eathart, Giant Sand, Rainer Potasic. Over the years, the size of their store and their business model has changed incredibly, but still, to this day, Harvey still can find the same sense of excitement that music brings to everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the TMM board, it is my privilege to induct Mr. Harvey Moulton Rainbow Guitars into the Tucson Musicians Museum Hall of Fame. Harvey Moulton, everybody. Louie's a celebrity in his own right here. We are so proud to have him in our community. Give it up for Harvey Maltz.
I was told by the musicians to keep it short, because what I have to say will be nothing compared to what you're going to hear after this. And I just want to say a quick thing. 50 years ago, I walked into a guitar shop a couple blocks from here on 4th Avenue, Comingus Guitars, to get my guitar fixed. And the owner of the shop, Bill Bland, said to me, and I never met him before, he goes, would you like to learn how to repair guitars? And I said, yeah, sure. And he gave me enough skills to learn how to do that. And within 2 years, I felt confident to open up my own store in 1975. And I'd like to thank Kathleen McDonough, who at the time had enough faith in me to believe in me to find someone to co-sign a loan for $7,500 so we could buy some guitars and start our store. And it's been a surreal trip. I feel like I went through the Matrix, opened up a door where from the time I walked into that guitar shop to get it fixed, my whole life has been about guitars and music and the friendships that I've made from pretty much every place on this planet. I've met some of the greatest musicians, producers, engineers, composers. Got to play with them. Got to play with Steve Graham's here, one of the favorite times ever. Got to play on some great records. Just, you couldn't have a better life, a more inspiring life, and I'd like to thank really my 3 kids, my 2 grandkids, for raising me. Now you got that right, and for inspiring me every day to want to be a better person. And it's I've had the best time, and I really want to thank my wife Patty. It's our anniversary today. For some drunken reason, she decided to go on this rocket trip with me. And I just want to thank the Tucson Musicians Museum for even thinking of me to be in this group of people. And I really appreciate everybody that came out to see us. And just so everyone knows, I'm not done yet. I got way more than done, so thank you.
Harvey Maltz, everybody! Yes, Rainbow Guitar.
So the next inductees is a band, a group of men and women. Let's not forget the girls.
Oh yeah.
Who have played together for many, many years, put out albums. They've traveled. They've been just a real bedrock of the Tucson music scene, the Bad News Blues. Many of you have seen them. We're so excited to have them on our stage tonight, and we hope you enjoy the performance.
Thank you all so much. I got it right here. It fell off the thing. It was like that country guy that dropped his award and broke it right after he got it. That's what we're doing here. I just want to thank everybody who supported us through the years, and you know, I noticed Jeff Masterson was here. Is he still here? Did he take off? All right, Jeff was here. You know, everybody that's been in the band over the years: Chip Ritter, Jeff Masterson, Seth Webster, Nelson Lavernia, and Danny Krieger. But this right here, this is the Bad News Blues Band. We've been this lineup for over 20 years, I believe now.
It's a long time.
It is a long time. And, you know, the whole Tucson music community, my wife Danielle, I would like to thank her as well for supporting all of us and all the music in town. But she said, you know, it's like a tree. The whole community has been growing for so long, and the Bad News Blues Band is much like a leaf on one of the branches of that tree, and we're proud to be there. And I just want to say it is because of all the people that supported us over the years that we were able to do the things we did. And we did. We went all over the world and we did lots of fun things. And we went to Ireland, and that's where I learned about Jameson. So I think we're going to start with that song that was on the NASCAR Texas Cup Series. It's a song called Texas. Cause the West Coast ain't no fun. Headed down that highway where the big boys all came from. Well, I've been walking, baby, but sometimes I gotta run. And I'm feeling like my time ain't long. I'm gonna have me some fun. Gonna head on to the Southland, cause the Paso ain't no good. Headed down to the heart of Texas where the fine little women look good. I've been walking, baby, but sometimes you gotta run. Got a feeling that my time ain't long. I'm gonna have me some fun. Yo, Rev, you wanna go with me? Where the young guns made their name. Got a 6-string strapped across my back. I'm gonna get there just the same. Well, I've been walking, baby, but sometimes you gotta run. Got a feeling like my time ain't long. I'm gonna have me some fun. Oh yeah. us a song called Texas.
Yes.
All right, here's a song that starts off with hey. So, hey. Hey! Hey, hey! Hey, hey, hey! Hey, baby! So look good to me. Hey, baby! So look good to me. You got me sitting around wondering how to get you next to me. Hey, baby, so look good to me. Hey, baby, so look good to me. You got me sitting around wondering how to get you next to me. I've been watching you wiggle in those nice little jeans. You got the finest little frame this old man ever seen. Hey, baby, so look good to me. You got me sitting around wondering how to get you next to me. With your girlfriends to have a little fun. I'm gonna make you mine, girl, before the night is done. Hey, baby, so look good to me. You got me sitting around wondering how to get you next to me. Johnny, you got some secrets? Come on. Fall for you madly, old enough to be your father, but too broke to be your daddy. Hey, baby, so look good to me. That ain't no lie, man. I'm broke as a joke. You got me sitting around wondering how to get you next to me. Hey, baby, oh,
make you smile. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. You should donate your body to science. I'm science. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Thank you. That's a song called Hey.
All right, guys, thank you very much for enjoying this display of awesomeness is what I call it. I don't know. I mean, that was a lot of great music and a lot of great inductees this year. We're very looking forward to next year. But please, if you can, go ahead and click that donation button and give us a little bit of help to do this, because though we have this place that has been gifted basically to us to be able to put up all of these things, we still need to be able to go out and document and contact and do all the inner workings of what the board has to do to make this organization a functioning organization. And then we do that through your donations. So please click that donation button, right, Liz?
Yes.
All right, so thank you to everybody. I want to thank all the people, and I know Liz wants to thank everybody too, that volunteers to put these shows together, all the board members that take their time out of their day to make sure they read the emails and and make a response in a quick manner so we can actually get things done and grow this even further from what George started. And thank you much again to George Howard. Definitely, guys, stay tuned. We're going to be doing a George Howard concert series, and I want Liz to tell you a little bit about that right now real quick while we're here.
Of the George Howard Memorial Concert Series. The first will be all women, something that George was really behind and wanted to present before he passed and never got around to it. And the second will be to be announced.
Surprise.
Surprise. It'll be a surprise. We haven't put it all together yet. So please join us in the coming months to celebrate the Tucson Musicians Museum and George Howard and the music that exists in the city for all. We rely on the community for the inductees every year to bring them to our attention. A lot of times the musicians don't honor themselves and don't bring themselves forward. We would like to make sure that they have a place amongst their peers here. So please send us emails, give us a call, let us know if you have someone that you feel qualifies, that they need to be playing music in the city for at least 20 years, perhaps 20 to 25 years, and have some larger influence in the world, whether it be international or just in the United States, and that they've given back to the community, that they can show that they have offered their talents and their time to make the community a better place. Thank you.
Awesome, and thank you again to Hotel Congress for allowing us to be able to present our awards and our inductees at their venue. They've been very awesome in doing so. And thanks also to the, Southern Arizona Blues Foundation, Blues Heritage Foundation. They've been a real help in basically anything we need. They're doing a good job for us. That's what I can say, right? They help us out a lot. Thank you guys, and stay tuned. Get those inductees sent in to us for next year. We don't know who to induct right now. We're waiting for you guys to tell us who's supposed to be here. So thank you guys again for tuning in, and we will see you guys soon.